Today we are talking about the one mistake I did that ruined my gains. The reason I look aesthetic now is because I learned about the one thing that I was doing wrong at the gym. You might have a perfect diet, workout split, recovery, but all that will go to waste if you don't know how to tackle this one problem, which is how to control your ego. But not just ego lifting, but it's actually your form, which will then make you asymmetrical. Because when you ego lift, one of your sides will always be stronger, making you asymmetrical. But the good news is, there is a solution. Therefore, to fix this problem, there is a 3-step proven method I used to make myself less asymmetrical. So, let's dive in. So the first step to hinder yourself from getting asymmetrical is actually to do a visualization of the set before you do the actual exercise. The reason why this step is so powerful is because you really get to actually feel and to see it in your mind on how the exercise should actually be done the right way. Then when you have visualized it, then it's way easier to actually do it in real life and actually having the proper form. Because something that I regretted that I didn't do from 3 years ago when I started out going to the gym was actually just doing the simple routine, just stretching out your pecs, your shoulder, just doing a little bit quick of a warm-up and then right into the top set. But what I do now is that I actually warm up with my weights a lot, doing 3 sets of just light warm-up with 3 to 5 reps, where I really just almost close my eyes and really focusing on the contraction and then lowering the lowering phase, the eccentric. When I started to implement this in every single exercise, of course I didn't warm up that much in every exercise, but just in the start of my workout, I got a huge improvement in my gains, because it's almost like I felt like I was more ready for the set, I was more warm, but also I knew how to do the technique. Because sometimes when I'm doing an exercise, mid-set, I will literally think, wait, should I have been 20 more degrees lower? Should I have my elbows a bit more flat out to get a bigger stretch? I will literally think this through the set. And of course, that will just ruin your set, because now you're not focused on just fucking lifting the weight. So it's so much wasted energy. So that is the one tip that I want you to do. The next time that you come to the gym, you do a visualization of the set before you do the exercise. So the second step to hinder yourself from getting asymmetrical is actually to record yourself while you're doing the set and the exercise, and then just compare it to YouTubers who are in the gym niche, who literally teaches you how to do the form on YouTube. Because you see, there's only a certain amount of things that you can see when you're just sitting like this, for example on a bench press, and then you look into the mirror like this. It's very difficult to actually see your proper form. So it's way easier and such a good method to just put up a camera on a water bottle on the ground, that you don't have to have a fucking camera, what is it called, stative, or what it's called, and then record yourself like this. Just put it on your water bottle on the floor, and then you can just press record. If you are worried about not hearing the music, then you can just do it on Snapchat. Then you can just do a quick 2-minute video, because then the music will still play. That's just a side tip bonus. The sad thing is just that I probably have had the same mindset that you probably have right now, that people would judge me. It will be very cringe that I record myself. People will think I'm doing YouTube videos or something like that, posting to social media. But let me tell you something, bro, nobody gives a fuck. I literally try to look around when I do it. Nobody looks, nobody cares, nobody looks weird at me while doing the set. Actually, I think people just understand it, because of course they think that, oh, that's a nice thing, he records his form so he can become better at the exercise. So it absolutely makes sense. So stop having this limiting belief that you have to not record yourself, because that will be cringe. have some fucking ego, bro. Like, it's alright to do it for you. Fuck what other things, bro. And then just the biggest tip I want to give you in this is just try out different angles. Do it in front of you, do it a little bit of beside you, like 45 degrees to the left and then the right, and then just see how your elbows are, which weight comes first up. Does it come first up? Are you sitting in a linear, how the fuck do you pronounce it? Just in a straight line, basically. I have to stop fucking using difficult words, bro. I sound like a fucking amateur. Okay, good. So the step is just record yourself and then compare it with other YouTubers' form. So the third step to hinder yourself from becoming asymmetrical is actually to drop the fucking weight. Because you see, we think that we can take the weight. It feels like we can take it, but usually it's because our form is fucked. Like, we have too much of an arc, and then we just push with like mostly one of the sides. That is not the right way. You should just be able to comfortably have your legs on the ground while doing, for example, a pressing movement, and then just press up like this, having this arc throughout the whole movement. That should be your form. If you cannot do that and you're like doing a little bit of this and you have to like push one of your sides, drop the fucking weight, because you're doing too much weight. Like, you literally can't comprehend the weight. I know it's like the unsexy answer, because it's nice to be able to take more weight. Of course, it's a big ego booster, but it will not be worth it, because trust me, this is what I did for 2 years, and sadly, like, I don't know if you can see it on like a picture here, but I literally have an asymmetrical chest. I also have an asymmetrical torso, but the reason for that is probably because I play table tennis, so I do a lot of rotation on one of my sides, so I will have more developed abs and obliques on one of my sides. So I think that makes sense. But the chest thing is just bullshit. Like, it's literally from when I did dips and I lean to more of one of the sides, and then just the last 2 reps of the exercise, you think those 2 maybe wouldn't matter so much by just doing a little bit on one of the sides, but doing that over time and over time actually made my right chest way bigger than my left one. So to summarize all the 3 steps, it is to do a visualization of the set before doing the exercise, record yourself to see your form and compare it with YouTubers, and then just drop the weight if you can't do the exercise properly. And just drop it until you feel like you're comfortable. That's when you can begin to progressive overload and put more weight onto the bar. So if you enjoyed this content, then go down and click subscribe to my channel. And if you want to get aesthetic and not just removing your asymmetrical parts or hinder yourself from getting asymmetrical, then you can go click the link in the description. I have a full course and a community on how to become aesthetic with over like 100 videos. It's gonna be fucking amazing. See you in the next one.